Hi friends, Summer here from Dim Sum Studio, and in today's video I'll show you how I worked up this cute crochet knit stitch beanie. The fabric is stretchy and soft, and the top of the hat tapers in, so there's not much extra fabric to work with. You can use any worsted weight or weight 4 yarn that you want, but today I'll be working with Lion Brand's Mandala Ombre yarn in the colorway Mantra. You'll also need a 5.5mm crochet hook, a tapestry needle, scissors, and/or a measuring tape. To start our project off, we're going to make a slip knot and then chain 41. Yarn over and insert your hook into the second chain from your hook. Pull up a loop and pull that first loop on your hook through the last 2 loops. Again, yarn over, pull up a loop in the next chain, and pull that first loop on your hook through the last 2 loops. This is called a yarn over slip stitch or a half double crochet slip stitch. Continue to work this stitch down your row until the last 4 chains remain unworked. To make it easier for the tutorial, I'll be referring to this stitch as the yarn over slip stitch. To make it easier, maintain a loose tension throughout the rest of this project so you can work the stitches easily. I've reached the end of my row and I have 4 chains left that I have to work through. Single crochet in the next 2 chains and then slip stitch in the last 2 chains. At the end of your first row, you should have 36 yarn over slip stitches, 2 single crochets, and 2 slip stitches. Chain 1 and turn your work, and the following rows will be worked in the back loop only of every stitch. Slip stitch into the next 2 stitches, single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and yarn over slip stitch through all the rest of your stitches across your row. When you've reached the end of your row, you should have 2 slip stitches, 2 single crochets, and 36 yarn over slip stitches. Next, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work and work half double crochet slip stitches or yarn over slip stitches all the way until the last 4 stitches of your row. Again, from here on out, we are working in the back loop only of every stitch for the entire rest of the hat. I'm at the end of my row and I have 4 stitches left unworked. I'm going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, but instead of slip stitching in my last 2 stitches, I'm going to leave them unworked. Chain 1 and turn your work for the next row. For row 4, I'm going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then work a yarn over slip stitch all the way until the end of my row. So for this row, I should have 2 single crochet stitches and 36 yarn over slip stitches. Don't worry about those last 2 stitches that we left unworked because we'll be picking those up in the next row. For row 5, chain 1 and turn your work. Work 1 yarn over slip stitch in the next 36 stitches and then 2 single crochets in the last 2 stitches. I'm at the end of row 5, so I'm going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and we're actually going to do something special after this to pick up the next 2 slip stitches from 2 rows ago. Look for the horizontal bar that is the chain 1 from your previous row, insert your hook into this bar, and also into the slip stitch from 2 rows ago, the next slip stitch. Yarn over and pull the loop through all 3 loops. Then slip stitch into the next slip stitch. This technique of skipping the last 2 stitches and then picking them up a couple rows later is what gives the hat its nice taper. You're now going to repeat rows 2 through 5 until the hat comfortably fits around your head. This is what my beanie looks like after I've worked up all of my rows. You can see that the yarn over slip stitches create a very nice, stretchy, faux knit crochet stitch. You should be at the top of the hat, and for our last row, we're going to repeat row 2. So slip stitch into the next 2 stitches, single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then yarn over slip stitch into the last 36 stitches of your row. I just finished my row, and I'm going to show you guys how to seam it together using slip stitches. Put both ends together like this and flip your hat around. This will be the inside or wrong side of the hat. Insert your hook into the first stitch of your very first row and pick up your loop from your last row. Then slip the first loop on your hook through the second loop. Insert your hook through the next stitch on your first row and the back loop of your next stitch on your last row and slip stitch through. We're going to continue to slip stitch all the way down, seaming up the beanie until you get to the very top. I'm at the end of my row and I've slip stitched all the way down from the bottom of my beanie all the way to the top. Now both sides are connected together into one. Cut your yarn, leaving about a 12-inch tail, and chain 1 and slip your yarn all the way through to finish. Now using a tapestry needle, we're going to be sewing up the top of the beanie. We're going to be inserting our tapestry needle under these vertical bars all the way around the top of the hat. Pick up a couple of stitches and pull your yarn through as you go. When you get back to the beginning, insert your tapestry needle into the first vertical bar that you inserted into and pull your yarn tight. Pull your yarn ends as tight as you can and knot the two ends together a couple of times to make sure they're nice and secure. Once you've woven in your ends, flip your hat inside out and fold up the brim. This is what your finished hat should look like. It's not currently winter where I'm at, but I'm working on a lot of crochet beanies to finish by the winter time. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial on my crochet knit stitch beanie, and I look forward to creating a few more tutorials in the future. Hit the like button and comment down below to let me know what you think. And subscribe to my channel for more crochet content. Until next time, guys, bye!